Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWit.
Hey, happy Thursday.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about cheap land, where to buy it. That's pretty funny.
Pick me.
First, before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landacademy.com online community. It's free.
Okay, Ryan asked, I'm going through the notary close checklist, and I realize that I don't know how to check for clear chain of title. Do I need to do this for every property? Can I use the membership tools to do this?
Oh my gosh, Jill, this question is made for you.
I love this.
We have built a business around solving problems like this. So, Jill, take it away. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, take a nap. This is actually not going to be long. You know, for every property, you do need to check ownership. You do need to do your due diligence. You want to make sure before you buy it, you're buying it from the right person who really has the power and authority to sell the property, and they own the property. And I do this initially when I first am dealing with that individual right away. So first thing you're going to do, Ryan, is when they send back an offer, either signed or they pick up the phone and call you or email you, however it is, first thing you're going to do is go right into our membership tools. Yes, whether it's CoreLogic or Title Pro, either one works. You're going to check, or even go to the county website. That can do it too. And you're going to check ownership. And so
Current ownership. Like the person you're talking to on the phone as a seller, that needs to match.
Exactly.
Who owns the property.
Hi, I'm John Smith. I got your letter about my property, and you pull it up and you go, owned by John and Betty Smith. Love it. Okay, great. Check. I'm talking to John. Next question is Betty still with you? And oh gosh, she's in the kitchen. She's making me coffee right now. Would you like to talk to her? No. Just making sure.
That's all green lights, what Joe's describing. Yeah. Here's a red light. Who's Sally Struthers? Oh, she's my second aunt's third whatever, and she died about 14 years ago.
Yeah, and she told me that I can have this property, and now I'm calling you back
red
on
light.
It.
Big problem.
Yeah, now we have a problem.
Yeah.
So this is how you do your homework. So yes, you do need to do this to every property. Can you use membership tools to do this? Yes. And how far back do you want to go? This is most title companies. It's between 30 to 45 years. I think.
Wow, really?
Is when they do their title work. But you have all this at your fingertips, and this is what I love about our tool, Title Pro. So if you want it, and I do. I glance back, even on the county. Some, not all, very few actually. There are a few county websites you can actually scroll back and see the chain of ownership from, and you can just kind of glance and see, yep, that matches.
Most counties have a record. Their records are online, and some of them provide public use for that. Mm-hmm. Like Mojave County, Arizona is one. Mm-hmm. And you have to do some work, but you can paste it all together. It's way, way easier as all our tools.
Yeah, that's what I do, Ryan.
So much easier.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
So here's what I do too, and here's and I'll end it on this. So what I do, Ryan, checked all the boxes. I look back, everything matches. And especially when I'm talking to somebody, this is our typical seller is you're talking to John and Betty Smith, and they've had it for 40 years. The vesting deed is 1961, and it's 2017 almost, and
that's a triple green light situation.
Right. And so guess what you just did? You just did your homework.
You just did what a title agent would have done for $800.
Exactly. Because since they've owned that property in 1961, if no one ever came forward before that, I'm good with it. They had 45 years to, whatever. You did your homework. Good questions, and you're doing everything right, Ryan.
And our land business model is predicated on the fact that, hey, okay, you're buying a piece of property for $1,000 or $2,000. If every 1,000 properties that you purchase, or every 800 properties that you purchase, you missed something, and somebody comes forward and says, this has never happened to us in 15,000 properties, by the way, I'm knocking on wood. You lose that $2,000, or you have to refund the $4,000 that you sold it for. it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ever, almost ever, I mean, it's never happened to us, but in their spirit of full disclosure, their mistakes could possibly be made.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't worry. In fact, we don't talk about it.
Exactly.
I used to worry about it a long time ago, and it's a very valid question, by the way.
Right.
But get to know how to do it. It's like driving a stick.
Right.
A stick shift. Get to know how to do it, like Jill says, and then eventually hire somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good job.
Check their work, yeah.
Good job.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landacademy.com. Today's topic, this is the meat of the show, cheap land. Well, where the heck do you buy it? So here's why I came up with the background on this topic. Land Academy started because of this question, this exact question. People would go to our website, or they'd call us, or they'd see us on various channels on the internet where you sell property, and they would say, well, yeah, I'm going to buy this 40-acre property for $8,000, but I see you have 22 other ones that are just like it all over the place. How the hell do you buy cheap land? Where do you do that? Where do you buy it? What's your secret? What's your business model? That's why Jill and I started Land Academy, because we just had overwhelmingly taking this question multiple times a week from people. And so the ones who are serious about it are now Land Academy members. So I wanted to talk about just our basic business model, Jill. Like, where do you buy cheap land? Where do you find it? Is there one place? Like it's a well? Do you go and just keep dipping your ladle into that well and taking a drink?
Yeah, well, it's this one county.
Oh, that one secret county?
It's the one secret county.
Oh, tell me what it is.
Oh, and it's only the back tax one. Just kidding.
That's exactly how to fail at this.
Wait. And I'm the only one that has the list, and I'm happy to send it to you for $100.
I'm going to ask Google.
I'll give you the list.
Okay, Google. Where do you buy cheap land?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
Boy, good thing we are.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so good.
There's not one place. There's not a secret county. What you do is you send offers to owners that are based on a ton of your research. And that's where you buy cheap land. It's everywhere. The lot next door to you, wherever you are right now, you might be able to buy it for half price. The property that's within a mile now radius of where you are right now, it's going to be priced all differently. And what's it going to be? What sets the price? The seller's situation, not the asset. I see people make this mistake. We talked about it, yesterday or the day before? Mm-hmm. I see people make this mistake all the time. Where do you buy cheap land or cheap houses? Everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's based on a seller's situation. Maybe they just don't want it anymore.
Right. Like
a yard sale. Where do you buy stuff at a yard sale? Well, everywhere. Exactly. It's way, way cheaper to buy stuff at a yard sale than anywhere else, because they just want to get rid of it. So the exact same thing happens with assets like this. Wow, this is a short show. Mm-hmm. What else do you want? Let's talk about something fun.
Oh, okay.
No, seriously, do you have anything
Cheap land is fun. Cheap land is great. So, no, you're right. That is a short thing. We know how to do it.
It's hard to convey that topic. People, there's lots of different reactions that people have the first time they hear that. Oh. Even very, very seasoned real estate people, specifically commercial people, where they think you have to improve it.
I have a point about this, though, too. Well, this is what happens sometimes. People that don't get it think, oh, there's something wrong with it.
Or there's something wrong with us.
Exactly.
Or we're cheating.
Or we're cheating. We're bad people, and we're going to go to jail.
Why would you ever pay somebody less than what their property's worth?
Right.
You're a terrible, terrible, terrible person.
Right. Isn't that funny? And every time I say, have you ever just given something away? Heck yeah, I just wanted it out of my garage. I'm like, thank you. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, so you buy it everywhere.
Yeah. There's no secret.
Have you recovered from the holiday season yet?
No. Have you?
No.
I'm still on vacation. What are you talking about? I have to rally every day to get some work done right now, because I'm so it's between Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah.
So here's what's really nice too. Our listeners right now, hopefully most of you are not commuting because you're off, because it's between Christmas and New Year's. It's Thursday before New Year's. Jack, what are you going to do for New Year's, by the way?
I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do.
You're so silly.
I don't know. Do we have any big New Year like blowout, put a tuxedo on kind of thing?
Not a tuxedo, but there's going to be some blowing up stuff.
What, really?
Yeah.
Like fireworks and stuff?
Yeah, the kids in number 2 and number 3 and I and neighbor are plotting to pull out the fireworks that were not used from 4th of July.
Like demolitions on the beach kind of thing?
Well, not on the beach, but we'll come up with a good, safe location.
This is my kind of thing. Can I get involved in this? I could be the ringleader.
By the way, this is a funny point that you just said the other day. I love this. When we were just kind of pre-thinking about this idea. Because for some reason, we're not allowed to do the fireworks on the beach. However, couldn't be a safer place. Wide open, no trees, sand, and water.
Really
we
makes no
should
sense.
be able to do bottle rockets off the beach if we want to. Yeah,
It's a perfect example of the rules in California.
It's very interesting.
Logic doesn't apply.
Exactly. You can go out in the desert out here and do it,
and
right?
and start a fire.
Start a big fire. But don't you dare do it on the beach with the sand and the water.
It's like, that's the way my parents parented, with that kind of logic. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's funny. I'm trying to think how my parents parented by, how did they well, they'll figure it out. There's a lot of they'll figure it out. We'll be over here.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
An inspiration. That's me.
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
You are not alone in your cheap land acquisition ambition. Good show.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to just make that one point. Like, where is it?
Yeah.
You know, because we get a lot of questions, and rightfully so, from some of the newer people.
Right.
Which county should I start in? Where should I do this?
Very
am I
true.
picking the right place to start? And it's a valid question,
It's
but
true.
I'm not joking about the lot next door, because that's literally happened to me.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's hard to, it's sometimes the most simple things are the hardest to convey, and I haven't figured that out. I think people just look for holes in things or something. I don't know. Sometimes they say, well, you know what? It comes back to, Jack, people have said this about us often, that we make things look really easy. And is it us, or do things come that easy to us?
Well, I think that we're
don't
focusing
know.
on something that makes sense to us, you know,
Okay.
and I think that there's some stuff out there that, you know, I would ask questions about too, but it just makes sense.
True.
You know, real estate agent's a perfect example. That does not make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to take 6 to 10% or 12% out of a deal,
Right.
for posting it in the MLS and putting a sign on the ground and some other stuff.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. I mean, there's 1.6 million agents in this country,
Right.
so it makes sense.
Ask Google.
And there's like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, Google. How many licensed real estate agents are there in the country?
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Ah.
Okay, Google. How many licensed real estate agents in Arizona?
Here's a summary from the Phoenix Real Estate Guy. There is one real estate agent for every 153 people living in Arizona. California has almost 4 times as many agents as Arizona. There you have it, another #1 ranking for Arizona real estate.
Wow. So wait, 4 times as many. So there's one
capita.
agent. It's for Arizona. Is it one agent for 150?
Right.
So divide that by 4.
Right.
Oh my gosh. One agent for every
40.
20 something.
40 people.
Can't do the math.
It's okay.
That's
That can't be right.
Insane.
Okay, Google. How many licensed real estate agents are there in California?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Huh. You just did a minute ago.
Okay, Google. How many agent... Stop.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Okay, Google. How many licensed real estate brokers in California?
Here's a summary from Quora. Currently, roughly 184,000 active agents and 101,000 active brokers are licensed by the California Bureau of Real Estate. The ratio of active agents to brokers is approximately 1.5 active agents per active broker.
So, okay, Google. What's the population of California?
The population of California was 38.8 million in 2014.
So that former stat was totally wrong.
Okay. So what do you think? 1 per how many?
Well, it's
I think 1 per a million is too many. Whoops.
know.
Is that my
honestly-
outside voice?
Look, some of our
It's the after show. No one's listening.
some of our most successful members are agents, but you know, Jill and I don't make it a secret. They don't understand the business model. It's 2016, almost 2017. Like we're days away. I'm shocked. I firmly believe this, and we're going to let it go after this because I'm going to get so much email. I do not understand this business model, and the only reason that I still think it's here is because of lobbyist groups, because of special interest groups in Washington. I mean it.
It's like,
There's no reason
right.
to have a real estate agent take 10 to 12 to 18% out of your deal.
Yeah, it's like we should still have full service stations.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. I can pump my own gas.
I mean-
and I can buy my own house.
Yeah, that's right. It's insulting, actually.
I agree.
So commercial, totally different. I'm only talking about residential. Selling it, taking 10, 12, 15, 18% out of your house price. That's silly. I think we should stand in the streets and say I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's what I think.
I agree.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.